What I love about this already, Brian, I'm going to tell you my favorite thing. I love how these steps go right down into it and this patio comes right up next to it. Oh, you know what? I also love the window. The window view is fantastic. The hardscape, the window, look at it. So I asked Captain Rick to grab his fish food. He's got Cheerios mixed in with Aquascape fish food?
Yes.
Okay. Now the Cheerios aren't necessarily healthy. Now the Aquascape fish food is.
You think we never ate them?
I'm Greg Wittstock, the Pond Guy. This is my channel, Greg Wittstock, the Pond Guy. We are in Naperville, Illinois on a little bit rainy day, but we're pond guys. That doesn't matter. Brian Helfrich, my top guy on construction, 23 years, and we are visiting a pond that we built how long ago, Brian?
I don't know. But there's so many. You want me to know every detail. I would tell you this. I think it's like 4 years.
That's all I need.
And it's going to be awesome.
Well, I have never seen this water feature, so I'm looking forward to seeing it, even if it's raining a little bit. 23 years. That's how long I've been dealing with. 23 years.
Yeah. Does he deal with me or do I deal with him?
Hi there.
Hey,
How are
it's good to see you again.
It's good
The
to
welcome
see you.
committee. We're not going to come in because it was raining and everything.
But we would like to say hello to the puppy.
Hey,
Aww.
So you're gonna go back and
Yeah, we're just going to go back and take a look.
Go ahead.
All right,
Thank
thanks
you.
so much.
Thank you.
So no matter how many times I do this, the anticipation when I turn the corner of seeing a unique work of art, one-of-a-kind custom creation never changes. I've never been to this yard, and already I'm in love. It's a turtle! It's a turtle! Wow, look at this. Perfect water. Not only is there a turtle there, there's a turtle there. There's even a turtle on the bottom of the pond.
And you see the koi? They do have koi.
Oh yeah, there's a little statue. Well, what I love about this already, Brian, I'm going to tell you my favorite thing. I love how these steps go right down into it and this patio comes right up next to it.
So all of this stuff was here, right? They had this big stair.
Yep.
There was a small little pondless waterfall built by the original owner of the Lyle store back over
Oh
here.
my gosh.
It leaked. It was probably about half the size, all built out of a bunch of small little cobbles and stuff. And so it all started with, let's just kind of give that waterfall a facelift. And they said, well, what else would you do if it was yours? And I said, well, obviously it just lends itself to a pond.
Yes.
And the property has this, see the waterfall there? It kind of has that infinity edge.
Yes, with
And so
with all the water lettuce lined
Yeah.
up where it hasn't flown over. Beautiful, just gorgeous. What a neat yard. I love all of the little touches. They got a brass heron in there, they've got frogs, they've got turtles.
Well, and look at this space, Greg. Like, look at where the patio ends, and then look at where their tree line is. I mean, that's their yard. The same amount of grass that's right next to it is the same amount of grass that used to be here.
This is something that we love to talk about.
You're welcome.
This?
I fed you that.
Oh, you know what? I also love the window. The window view is fantastic. The hardscape, the window, look at it. Blooming lily in full shade like this. So what you were saying is, this area was that size, but it looks so much bigger when you have all of this elements and this interest to it than just a lawn does.
Mm-hmm.
I hate grass. It's the largest agricultural crop in the U.S. and it's the least economically valuable, and it costs money to maintain, where this thing is an aquascape ecosystem that you clean out once a year and you let go.
And something you've always said, which is so true with these people, that area of grass is more maintenance than this entire
Right.
ecosystem.
Every
has.
single week someone comes out and has to cut that. This thing will go for...
They have to aerate it, they have to fertilize it, they have to do so much with it. This, they just let it go, let it go, let it go. Here's something we did a little different, Greg. I don't know if you can see the bench off in the area there.
Yep.
And then kind of the pathway.
Yeah,
So the
love the
idea of the
hospice.
bench and the pathway is just to draw you back there. And once you've drawn back here, look what you discover.
Okay, I'm interested. Let's go along, see what we're going to discover. Haha, a waterfall. Ta-da!
How cool is that?
I love it. A nice sheet waterfalls back here. Moist.
This is one of the main reasons this pond is so clean.
So we have not only an automatic dosing system that you have to replace a bag once a month, once every 6 weeks, but we also have an ion gen that will get rid of any string algae. Water treatments for keeping the water clean and healthy, and ion gen for getting rid of any string algae. Between the two of them, you got a perfectly healthy, clean, low maintenance aquascape ecosystem pond. beautiful.
And I love this waterfall.
It's so nice. Very cool, Brian. I love how the fact that this was a pond that didn't work, that we converted it into, and I love the setting. So my favorite thing, you never did tell me, by the way, what your favorite thing is. My favorite was, I guess I'm gonna go with two things. It's gonna be the hardscapes and then that beautiful picture pane window looking over this.
For me, it's always more of a design element, and I love that the waterfall
Yeah.
kind of goes that way and draws you. And so anytime you're forced to take more of a journey through the yard,
Yeah.
it's just that much more. So
Yes.
my favorite thing is way better than your favorite thing.
You know what? Hey, if you like this stuff, hit the subscribe button. Comment below so more people can understand what is your favorite thing. Let us know what your favorite thing is, and follow along this journey. Check out the other video links and let more people see how people are living the aquascape lifestyle. I love my job. Okay, so how long ago we built his pond?
2 years ago now.
This is Captain Rick. So this guy's totally fun.
How are you?
Yeah.
Right, how are you?
Awesome. Thanks for coming home from work.
Oh
You're
my-
back to work now, huh?
Yeah, I was losing my mind.
I
Young
told him
guys.
to go to work because he wouldn't stop calling me.
Wanting more and more stuff. But you've been here multiple times.
Probably because you get back to me so soon.
Yeah.
Okay, so Captain Rick, tell us the story of this pond.
I used to have a swing set in a 8x8 house on stilts in the back, and I took it out and tried to make my own pond and realized that that was the worst mistake I ever made. I ended up going to one of the shows that you guys were at.
Flower and Garden Show?
Yes, and fell in love with it.
Well, you actually saw my father-in-law's pond.
Right, exactly.
Right?
Yes.
And I wouldn't return your call then either.
Yes, exactly.
All right, check this out. So I asked Captain Rick to grab his fish food, and he's got Cheerios mixed in with aquascape fish food?
Yes.
Okay. Now the Cheerios aren't necessarily healthy for your fish. Now the aquascape fish food is, but you said your grandkids feed them so much?
Yeah, I run out of it that quick. Oh my God. Look at
Watch
this.
that.
You think they never ate it?
So how long now have you lived with an aquascape pond?
It's got to be 15 years.
So 15 years. And what were you saying to your wife?
It's my favorite hobby. I love this stuff. It's just so much fun. I like to pick weeds and do stuff like that, and I just enjoy the heck out of it. It's so much fun.
You gave me a line that I use actually with my wife, and it's
Sorry, honey.
Yes, we spend some money
Yes.
in our backyard, but I'm not at the bar.
Yep,
I'm
exactly.
not golfing.
Yep,
I'm
exactly.
not like gambling or anything
You're
else.
right, you're
so
at the casino,
There's a
100%.
whole lot of worse things we could be spending our money on.
There's no doubt about
Right.
it.
How much work is this pond?
It's not a lot of work. It's as much as you want to put into
That's
it.
true with anything.
You know what I
Yep.
mean? But once it's established
Yep.
like this, you add little things die and stuff like that. But other than that, it's perfect.
And then it's something for you as a grandpa to connect with your
Oh,
grandkids.
That's why my 4 grandkids, and the 5th one's on the way. My 4 grandkids lay down on here because I will not let them feed the fish. Standing up, I'm scared they're going to fall in.
Uh-huh.
So they lay down, and I put 4 little piles, and they feed the fish. And they love it.
entertains them, and
Oh
that's
my
what
God.
kids
Yeah.
should be doing.
used
You know, I know this. If I make this bigger someday, maybe I'll live in your shed somewhere. Because my wife will kill me.
yeah.
But I just love it.
What, as a designer, caused you to actually install the stack slate urns inside the pond?
We had just finished my father-in-law's pond, and we put the urns in there, and it looked nice. I thought because of the vast amount of space in the pond, if
Right,
it was
yes.
all water, it was going to get boring, right?
Yeah.
And so adding a little bit of vertical element here at night is when it really
Oh.
looks incredible.
I was just going to
Yeah.
say that. It probably looks almost better at night than it does in the day, because there's so much lighting in here, and
Yes.
it's just awesome.
It helps scale down some of the vertical rocks over there by the waterfall. So it kind of helped tone that down. And then one thing, you have to do me a favor. That tree, it's called a pagoda dogwood.
Okay.
Do not trim it. Let it get bigger.
I'll leave it
When
alone.
that thing starts coming out a little bit further,
Okay.
and the light off the urn starts hitting the
Oh,
canopy of
really?
that tree,
Okay.
it'll be awesome. And it makes amazing, amazing white flowers on it.
Wow.
But you
Yeah.
gotta let it get a little bit bigger.
I just love it.
So
Yeah.
one of the big things that we did with Rick, because he had a problem with his heron, what I noticed with the heron is you almost never ever see him grab fish from dry land, meaning from here, they can't bend over far enough and lean into the water. The other
Okay.
thing they're not gonna do is walk through deep water. So a majority of your pond goes
It's deeper.
straight down
Yep.
2 feet, 3 feet
Yep.
deep. There's very, very few areas where the heron can walk. So here, the one place that they could get into the pond we put the jets, which agitates the water so the herring can't see through it.
Right.
And then we also put an enormous fish cave over there. I mean, I could actually fit underneath that fish cave. That rock, you're right, used to frame out a big giant waterfall here, and the rock was about this tall, right?
It was huge.
By about that
I think
wide.
it was actually taller.
And it was thin, so we were able to lay that thing down and create a big tunnel underneath. And the purpose for the fish cave, of course, is just to give the fish a place to hide and get away from predators. But in a pond like this, it doesn't look like a predator's really a problem.
No, it really isn't.
I
mean,
see some incredible babies in here too. Look at that one. So it's funny because, you know, I've been to this house so many times, but every time I walk in, I can only imagine what somebody new coming into this backyard must feel. And because I still feel it every time I come back, and it's just trying to take it all in, you know, with the swimming pool and the pond and the urns and the artificial grass and all the plants, and just like, it's such an incredible backyard. And it's not an enormous backyard. It's not by any means a small backyard, but it's not enormous. In fact, this yard next to me is the exact same size as this yard here. And there's not much reason to hang out in a backyard like that when there's nothing to look at. Here, I cannot stop looking at the pond and the fish and the urns and even the pool. The other thing I think that's kind of nice, they only have a 4-foot high fence, and just past that 4-foot high fence are cars and garages and everything, and nobody's talking about it because your eyes can't stop looking at the pond. But normally you'd really focus on trying to hide that or want a 6-foot high fence to block some of that off. You don't need to because your eyes aren't focused on it. Your eyes are here, here, here. It's an incredible space, and they've done such a great job decorating it. I can see why people always want to hang out here.
You know, this is 15 years, this is 2 years in its current state right now. We always say this about water feature customers. They usually get 3 water features: good, better, best, big, bigger, biggest. This is your 5th water feature, the biggest water feature, and of course you still want to make it bigger.
I can remember the very first time I came back here, there was a giant spruce tree. You had no idea there was a house back there.
Oh, okay.
And Rick had built his own pond, and it was done very traditional, kind of flagstone, step down, and it was a nice little waterfall, but didn't have a skimmer box, didn't have a lot of pump set in the bottom of the pond, that kind of stuff. And he went on a pond tour, saw my father-in-law's pond. He hounded me down for a couple years, right? Because I'm not always great about calling everybody back. But, but came out, and I think we've redone it. We redid that one, then we redid it again, made it bigger. Then we redid it again, doing the stepping stones and stuff.
And the bench,
And the bench. And so I think you're on, this is your 5th, this is your 5th water feature back here. And what I told Rick and his wife is, I've got an idea, but if we do this, the idea is make it so big you have no more opportunities to make it bigger. You'd have to buy that lot.
Yeah, we see your next door neighbor doesn't have much going on.
I don't mean to put ideas in your head, but that's what you would have to do.
So, Rick, one of the reasons that we're doing these vlogs is you would not consider this, it's not a traditional thing that somebody would do. What do people say that come here for the first time?
They can't believe it. They can't believe something like this is in somebody's backyard in this town. Just like a little residential area where you wouldn't expect something.
They just don't have the perspective.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So if you were to talk to somebody about why they should get Aquascape Ecosystem Pond, what would you tell them? What would be the best benefit for them to do it?
I got goosebumps. It's probably, and I'm really serious, it's probably one of the most relaxing, most fun thing. You know, I'm involved with sports. I was a cop for 31 years, and I enjoy a lot of excitement. This is so relaxing for me, and my wife has gotten into it. My grandkids absolutely love it. Like I said before, I'd be devastated if something happened. I could never move into a condo or an apartment.
Yeah.
I want it to be in my backyard and want to enjoy it.
And that's what we love. If you want to see cool people like Captain Rick and beautiful water features designed by Brian, like, comment, and subscribe to this vlog channel and follow along as our journey as we showcase how people are living the aquascape lifestyle. Captain Rick,
thank you very
thanks
much.
for loving your pond, buddy.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Brian. Thank you very
much. And good job on another design, Brian.
Thank you.
I love my job.